in the Cour Puget, the Musée du Louvre. This is in the Richelieu wing. These are the amazing pieces of a statue that once sat in the Place des Victoires over in the second, and they surrounded a very tall statue of Louis XIV standing, and behind him was Victory that was crowning him with a laurel wreath. This is all that remains. The statue of Louis himself was destroyed in the Revolution, but you could come here and see these pieces that are in the Louvre, which are really amazing. So you have the four captives. This was created to mark the end of the Dutch War that was with the French. And on the bottom here are the four captives, and the four captives each represent a different nation and also a different stage of life and also a different feeling. So up here on the corner, this one is the Empire. He's old and he's just kind of resigned to life. On this side you have Spain. He is this handsome young chap here. His feeling is hope. He's looking up, he's hopeful, as opposed to the Empire next door. And then on this back corner is Brandenburg, which he is the adult, and his is abatement. These were all done by an artist called Desjardins. And surrounding it are all these different pieces that are helmets and shields and for bow and arrows and swords, axes. So they're all kind of instruments of war. You have this torch here, which is also great. It's 41 pieces in total. And then this one represents Holland. So he is middle age and he's obviously angry. But this is really cool. It is amazing to get close and see all of it, just to see all of the details on it. The helmets, the helmet with the mask, the foliage face. And make sure you are following and get my newsletter, because this week I'm going to give you even more details on each and every one of those. But also here in the Cour Puget is these medallions. So these medallions are also part of it, and they were all placed on the lampposts that went around. There's 4 big lampposts that were done out of marble, and they would be burning at all times. Oil, of course, at that time. This is 17th century. And so each one of these represent another piece. There was originally 24, but the Louvre just has these ones here. They just have the 11. So there's also this one about the building of Versailles. This one is striking down the duels. So they made the outlawed duels, and so you could see where the guy is killing the other guy. And then you have justice. And then these 4 pieces were also part of it. These went around the base. And I have a really cool etching that I found in one of the special libraries at the Louvre that you could get in by invitation. And I found a really cool etching of what this originally looked like. And they have, this is really neat because you see all of these different pieces. This is when the ambassador of Spain had to come to Louis XIV and apologize for not standing next to the French ambassador when they were in London. And I'm pretty sure that guy standing right behind him is Colonel Mazarin. But I couldn't find, I was trying to find details so I could figure out who everyone is in the paint, in the relief. But I have not found that yet, but you know I will. And I love this one here because that is the allegory of Europe that's seated. And so the allegory of peace is, Louis is kind of pulling her over there to him, to the allegory of Europe. And then you have fame up there, and then you have history is the one that's to his right, on his right, and she is, because she's jotting down all the notes. And then you have justice, who's usually always seen with the weights of justice. And then this one is Louis XIV and his cousin, the Prince de Condé. but it's all really, really amazing, and you definitely should come in here and check this out. It's first thing in the morning, and this is the Richelieu wing, and so it is empty. It's just me here because everybody's going over to the Denon wing. For the Cour Puget, this was once a parking lot up until the 90s, so this did not turn into part of the Louvre until 1993. So this year in November it celebrates its 30th anniversary, but this was originally just parking lots, because this wing of the Louvre until 1989 was where the Ministry of Finance was, and then they kicked them out when they started doing the pyramid and everything because they needed more space, and this was a perfect space to use for all these really heavy marble statues. A lot of these were in from different monuments and also from the Tuileries. So you have those 4 up there that are the different seasons and allegories. And then on this side you have some more that are the seasons. And a lot of these were all in the Jardin des Tuileries, and they brought these in back in, going back as far as the 18th century, but mostly in the 20th century to protect them. And some of the ones that are you see out there now are copies. But come and check this out. Better yet, contact me to take a tour of the Louvre. And subscribe to my newsletter to get more details on this. And also check out my website, ClaudiaHemingway.com.